On this video, I would like to put up a brief grammatical study, historical Hebrew grammar, or Christological Hebrew grammar, I call it, of Psalm 40, verse 7 and following. It's a great messianic psalm. In the psalm, David is thanking the Lord for the great deliverance that he has given to him. In the midst of the psalm, though, we pick up a couple of verses that are used by the writer of Hebrews in Hebrews chapter 10. So, in speaking of what the Lord wants, we begin then in verse 7 of Psalm 40. The text reads, Savach umincha lo chafatzta, oznayim karatali, li, ola b'chata'a lo sha'alta. So as we look at that Hebrew, we would render it sacrifice and meal offering you have not desired. Ears you have pierced for me, a scent offering and meal offering you have not asked for. Let me just go through this for just a minute. And a scent offering, I should say, and a sin offering you have not asked for. Looking at the vocabulary just briefly, tsevach is a noun meaning sacrifice. Mincha is a noun meaning meal offering. Chafatz is a verb to please. Ozen is a noun meaning ear, ozen. Olah is a noun meaning scent offering, a scent offering, I should say, a scent. Chata'ah is a noun meaning sin offering, and sha'al is a verb meaning to ask for. So we look at the grammar just briefly. Sevach umincha lo chafatzta. Sacrifice and meal offering you have not asked for. Sevach is a noun, masculine singular, and notice u follows, which is a conjunction. It is a shurik because the labial mim here, the vav changes to the u here before the labial mim. Furthermore, mincha is a noun, feminine singular, meaning meal offering. Lo is a negative particle followed by the verb chafatzta. Chafatzta meaning to desire. So here we have in chafatzta a cow perfect, second masculine singular from the root chafatz, to please or to desire. Oznayim karatali in the next phrase, ears you have pierced for me, or you have pierced my ears, meaning you've opened my ears. Oznayim is from the noun ozen, meaning ear. And by the way, ayim is a dual ending. Oznayim, two ears, einayim, two eyes, and so forth. Same way with hand. Yadayim, two hands. Raglayim, 2 feet. That ayim showing a dual ending. Furthermore, karatali, notice here, is from the root kara, to meaning, or karat, I should say, meaning to cut. So, my ears you have pierced, or you have cut. From, I should say, kara. Then, furthermore, it is followed by the inseparable preposition and the first person singular pronominal suffix. Notice here, ta is your second person suffix here. So my ears you have opened, or you have dug, or you have pierced. And then the next phrase, olah, b'chata'a lo sha'alata, a scent offering and sin offering you have not asked for. Olah is a noun, feminine singular, and notice here the ve is the conjunction. Olah and, or the va, is a conjunction, and hata'ah is another noun, feminine singular, meaning sin offering. Lo is simply a negative particle, meaning not. Sha'alati is from sha'al, to ask for. And again, notice the ta suffix is a pronominal suffix, second masculine singular, showing that it is a cow perfect second masculine singular from the root sha'al, to ask. So sacrifice and meal offering you have not desired. You have pierced my ears. My ears you have pierced to me. And then a scent offering and sin offering you have not asked for. So basically, as we look at this great verse, what he is saying is you don't simply want sacrifice and meal offering, but you want me. You want an obedient heart. This is brought out in the next phrase. In other words, what you want is attentive, receptive ears and hearts rather than simply religious ritual. And I think we can say the same thing today. What the Lord wants is attentive and open hearts, not simply a religious ritual in our lives. Let me just do verse 8 and stop there. I'm trying to hold these so they're not too long. Notice Az amarti henevati bimgilat sefer katub alai. That is, and I said, behold, I have come. In the scroll of the book it is written concerning me to do your will, I think is the thought here. Behold, I have come. In the scroll of the book it is written concerning me. And the implication is I'm really coming. I said I have come. And I think the thought is to do your will, to do what you've asked me to do. Notice the vocabulary here. Oz is an adverb, meaning then. And bo is a verb, meaning to come. Megillah is a noun, meaning scroll. Sefer is a noun, meaning book. And katav is a verb, meaning to write. So as we look at the grammar, just briefly here, Az amarti, then I said. Az, as we said, is an adverb, followed by the verb amarti, which is the cow perfect first person singular from the root amar, to say. Notice the T is your pronominal suffix first person singular added to that, putting it into the first person. Hene vati, lo, I have come. Notice hene is an interjection, lo, or behold, and vati is the cow perfect first person singular, again with the T, suffix from the root bo, a biconsonantal root meaning to come. And then Bim Gilat Sefer Katuv Alai. In the scroll of the book, it has been written concerning me. Notice Bim Gilat, the bait here, the bait is a preposition. Notice the doggish lene in the bait. It's because it's the beginning of a word. That means you pronounce it b rather than v. Migilat means scroll, and it is in construct with sefer. So in the scroll of the book, two nouns in construct, in the scroll of the book, it is written, katuv alai. Megillat, by the way, means scroll, and katuv means to write. It is written. Notice it's a cow passive participle, and notice the AU vowel pattern, showing that it is a cow passive participial construction. Katuv, shamur, we were using shamar. So it is written or has been written concerning me. Al is just your preposition concerning, and I, the pathak yod, is the pronominal suffix first person singular. So we would render it, behold, then I said, behold, I have come. In the scroll of the book, it is written concerning me. As we look at this, he goes on to explain what is written. I believe this verse is looking at David speaking here. I have come and am willing to do your will. It's written about me in the Torah. What is written about him? It is the fact that he wants to do the will of God. In the Hebrew Bible, you shall love the Lord your God bechol levacha uvchol nafshecha uvchol me'odecha, with all your heart, with all your soul and mind, and do what he has taught. So he is referring back to that. You want attentive ears and that are willing to obey your Torah. That brings us then to the next verse. But in this immediate context, it's talking about obedient ears to obey the Torah. And I want to say, as we think about this in terms of New Testament application, and I'll come to this in the next verse, to do your will, I have desired to do it, and your Torah is in the midst of my inner being. And we'll see how that text will be applied in the New Testament to Jesus Christ, who has come in Hebrews chapter 10 to obey this text and to do the will of the Lord in offering his sacrifice. So there's that first level looking at, I've come to be an obedient servant. But in its final application, that's Christ. And the writer of Hebrews applies that in a secondary sense. In the first sense, you don't want just meal offering, sacrifice. You want my heart to do your will. That's the primary, can I say, that's the first level. That's the pashat, the first level. But then you go deeper, there is a deeper meaning. We might even say a sod. And that is, it's applied to Christ because God wanted a substitute, not just ongoing meal sacrifices and meal offering, but he wanted a substitute, and Jesus has come to provide that substitute as the God-man. And we'll see that when we come to the next verse, because I'll get in then to the book of Hebrews and how this text is used in the book of Hebrews, specifically in Hebrews chapter 10. So let me stop there. I don't want to make these too long, 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll go back and continue. A couple things we've learned. Katu is a cow passive participle, and the T is a suffix, first person singular. And we've learned vocabulary, and we've looked at the translation and also read the Hebrew. Let me stop there, and next time we'll pick up the next verse.